friends, today we're going to make a card set using this new stamp set from Stampin' Up! Called Delicate Doilies. It's in their new idea book and catalog, and I wanted to show you just a couple ways you can use this one set. There's a lot of techniques and I'm just going to show you a few. Just did white embossing on blue designer paper and then just cut it out, and this will be our focal point on our card. So I wanted to show you though how to use the Circle Scissors Plus from Stampin' Up! So this is what it is, and it comes with this little blade that has a replacement blade in here, so you actually get two blades. And then there's also a separate piece that goes in here that you can put a pencil in, and you can draw circles if you needed to for whatever reason. So I wanted to just show you how to use this. You'll need this glass mat that you have to purchase separately. I haven't tried it on the cutting mat, but I'm a little nervous too, so I use the glass mat. And then for your cardstock, what I find it's best to either put a piece of tape or temporary adhesive on the back so it doesn't move. So I'm going to just do that here with my temporary adhesive. Just put a little bit on the back of this so it doesn't move. And the little tip I have when using this circle cutter is to be fast. You have to do one swift motion. And so what I did was I measured this piece and it came out to be about 2.5 inches. So I wanted my circle just to be a little bit larger. So there's measurements here. I don't know if you could see it on camera, but there's little measurements here of what the circle diameters are going to be. And then you just turn this dial left or right to move it up or down to get the size you want. The largest size is 6 inches and the smallest is about 2 inches or a little less than 2 inches. So that's what this can do. And so try to center it along this cross, which is the center. And then what I like to do is just kind of rotate it just to see and make sure my paper is big enough. And then what you do is you remove this little plastic protector to expose the blade. You have two grooves on the side that fit in the two grooves here, so it won't go in any other way. And then once it's in, if you're right-handed or left-handed, you want the dial to be in the hand that you're strongest. So I'm right-handed, so it's in my right hand, and your left hand or your opposite hand is on this left side, which is critical to me to keep this in place so it doesn't lift up or shift. And again, one swift motion. So again, just kind of that's how it's going to go. So I'm going to start at the top, just put it down, and that's it. And it just cut the circle for me. So that's how to use it. It's very easy, but like I said, it takes a little practice to get that swift motion going so you get a perfect circle. Okay, now that that was cut, these are going to overlay like this. And so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. And then just for a little accent, I'm going to add a brad to the center. Use my little push pin. And this is just a neutrals brad from Stampin' Up! In brown. Okay, and then I'm just going to place this on the center of the card with dimensional adhesive. And I'm just going to add a sentiment. I have this sentiment from Hero Arts from their set called Big Hugs, and it says a simple hi. So I'm just going to stamp that here on the bottom. And then I'm just going to round these corners, my corner chomper. And there's our first card for this set. I just have some very vanilla cardstock folded in half, and this will be a one-layer card. So now I'm using the two other images from that same stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp it in two colors. I have Marina Mist, which is a blue color, and Crumb Cake, which is a craft. So I'm going to stamp the largest one first with the Marina Mist, and then I'm going to go here Okay, and then I'm going to take the smaller doily and stamp it in the crumb cake. Very simple. You get a nice little image here. And then again, just to go with the set, I'm going to use that same sentiment, Simple High, in the chocolate chip and just stamp it right here. And there's the second card. For the third and final card, I'm going to use the same large image we used in the first one. And I'm going to use a technique I've seen done many times by others, and I've just personally never done it myself, so you get to watch me experiment. So first I'm going to take this stamp and stamp it randomly on this cardstock, white cardstock. And it's cut to about, let's see, 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm using chocolate chip ink. And then what I did beforehand, so you didn't have to watch me cut, is I made masks by just stamping that same stamp on some computer paper and just cutting it out. So we're going to use those in a little bit. The technique I'm going to use is with blending the inks, similar to the Distress inks, but I've seen Darlene do this with Stampin' Up! Ink, so I'm going to try it. And as you can see, I only have one foam applicator, and they're perfectly clean. I've never used them yet. So, you're going to watch me learn. So I'm going to color these in first with the crumb cake and the foam applicator tool, just to get some ink and some color into the doilies. So I'm just going to try it here. Yeah, this cover is actually pretty nice. Not too bad. So I'm going to just do that to all of them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my doilies colored in with the crumb cake ink. And now I'm going to take my masks and cover them up with temporary adhesive. Just line it up as best you can. Okay, so now that I have those all masked off, I just switched my foam. It has Velcro on it, so you could switch it. I kind of already see why people have a different tool for each color, because it doesn't peel off very easily, and then you do get your fingers inky if this foam pad has ink on it. So I can see why you would want one for each color, especially if you're going to use them a lot. So I'm going to start with my lightest color, which is the Marina Mist. And again, what I've seen others do is you start off and just go in a circular motion, so that's what I'm going to do. And here I lifted up my mask already. So maybe I got to push instead of rub. Okay, so I got that covered. And then I'm going to take my sponge and take the darker blue, which I'm using Pacific Point, and I'm just going to rub against the edges to give it a border. And you know what? I think I'm going to remove my masks. Oh no. Oh, it peeled off some of there. So I'm going to have to do some fixing there. Okay, so to fix that, I think I'm going to take foam applicator. You can see this is pretty stuck on. Get the crumb cake back on. And I think I'm going to just dab it some more with the crumb cake. I think I'm just going to cut that off. Okay, and let me ink up that edge again with the Pacific Point. Then we're going to adhere that to our card base. Okay, then again, stamp that sentiment, the same one, in the chocolate chip. I'm going to put it off to the side here. Okay, another fix, and then I'm going to take baker's twine and tie that around. And this is from Stampin' Up! The chocolate chip twine. So I'm going to wrap it around twice. Okay, and there's the third card. So I had to do a couple fixes, but I think it still turned out a nice little card set using one sentiment and one stamp set. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.